I'd rather be alone than conform to the group. You need to stop trying to save yourself from aloneness, from being alone, by conforming to a group. And I'm not talking about be a loner, don't avoid being in a friend group, avoid having social interactions because it's better to just be by yourself, to know, read philosophy, and be an intellectual. That's not true. However, you're not, maybe not noticing that you're a part of a group, even though you have a friend group, close friends, whatever. That's a group, but you're also a part of a group online on the internet because every one of y'all on the internet, on social media apps, Instagram, whatever, TikTok, X, even YouTube, you're all in a group and you're all interacting with each other. You're all spreading fake news, you're spreading drama about this person, about clavicular in Looksmaxing, about Bonnie Blue doing another 1,000 men come fuck me and now I'm pregnant and nobody know who's the baby father is. And you're all watching that with your eyes like this, right? And then it's on to the next post. You scroll and doom scrolling and shit. So what you're not noticing is probably that you're actually conforming to a group, whether you like it or not. And I'm here to tell you that you need to stop trying to conform to groups and rather realize that the power in what you want, which is the pursuit of something, right? If you're a young man watching this, because I mainly aim this channel towards young men, you need a pursuit. You need something that you can work on and develop into something greater, right? It can be an online business. It can be a sport you're passionate about. It can be a relationship, whatever is the area right now. So maybe it's something in health, maybe it's something in wealth, like economical, or in relationships. In some of these areas, you have things to improve, not because it's a competition. Well, maybe it is, but not because you're here to compare yourself. You were born to fucking unleash some fucking potential that your ancestors fucking died for you to have. So you better fucking start improving yourself. It's self improvement, right? On my channel, my name is Oscar, by the way. On my channel, I talk about multidimensional attractiveness. That's a way of self improvement because we want to become attractive in all 6 areas of attractiveness, which is aesthetic, so your facial attractiveness, the physical one, that's your body, how your body type, how fit you are, how jacked you are, and also how you stand, your posture, how you breathe, even your body language. Your emotional attractiveness is basically your EQ, your understanding to connect to someone else, attachment types, and then we have your romantic attractiveness. That's basically your charisma, your social skills, your flirtation skills. Sexual attractiveness, that's about, well, your sexual health, of course, but also your masculine polarity, how you can be in your masculine so you can attract a feminine girl and be attractive in that way. And also seductiveness, so you can get what you want out of other people. And the last one is the intellectual attractiveness. And that's important because we want to be able to be focused. We don't want to be like doom scrolling. We want to be have developed good habits. We want to develop some kind of intellectual, hobby, maybe something that we're knowledgeable in, a business. And those combined will make you what I coined multidimensionally attractive. That's my mission. That's what the journey I'm on right now. And I want to take you with me on the journey. So, but if you're just trying to conform to a group, right? Either in person, in your school, in your work, you have friends and you're trying to conform to them, to not really, because you don't want to be fully yourself, because that would be too polarizing. Maybe that would not fit in with what the group is or what the group holds true. So you want to kind of dampen that and you want to kind of conform. So change yourself a little bit for the group's benefit. And you're also doing that online, probably. So realize that it's like when you search for orgasm through porn or even through OnlyFans. Because what you're doing is basically you're doing a sex act, which is masturbating, and you think it's good for you. Yeah, it's nice. You feel kind of like you love it, right? You love masturbating. I sure did when I was a fucking porn addict. But the thing is that you're actually performing a sex act without love. There is no love in that. And some guys will argue that, yeah, well, the OnlyFans girl that I pay every month to give me nudes and shit, she actually replies to me in the DMs, and that's their only type of connection yeah, sure, they'll probably ever have with a girl in a sexual setting. But that's not love either. So you're either you have a very shallow connection or you have no connection at all, just watching other people have sex with porn because you're searching for some connection there. You're searching for it through orgasm, but you're not finding love, that the thing you want actually, through orgasm. And every time you ejaculate, you feel, oh shit, why did I do this? I shouldn't have done this. I could have maybe fucking talked to the girl in school instead that I was actually interested in, and gotten to know her and maybe fucking actually found some real love. Because that isn't strange. We are animals at the end of the day. We want the partners that we are sexually attracted to. That's desire. And desire is good because once we do engage in desire, we form love and then we form attachment. And that's good because that's the base for a family, right? And as a young man watching this, or maybe you're a bit older, you sure want a family, right? In the future, maybe. So it's also what there's another analogy of conforming to the group. So this is not the search for love, but this is the search for like political correctness, and it's what dictators do, like the Soviet Russians, the communists or communist China. What those leaders do, North Korea, those leaders make everybody conform to the same rules. Everybody has the same standard. Everybody has the same salary. They live in the same type of house and they drive the same type of car. No one has a unique lifestyle to each other. Everybody has the same lifestyle, so it's fair and square, right? So what they're doing there is they're using force because they're dictators, so they're not giving you rights to fucking vote and shit. So you better fucking conform, right, to what they want. That's the point of the dictatorship, to have you conform to the group. And you're watching this, you're probably not from North Korea. What do I know? Maybe you are. But if you're watching this from fucking Europe or any other country that has a democracy, America, well, then you're also probably being led to conform to the group. Because democracies, they do that through suggestion and propaganda. So everything you see on X, from like, oh, there's war in Dubai and there's, economical crisis in the country and we gotta do this, political parties arguing their fucking cock is bigger than the other political parties, which it's not because all their penises are super small. But they're also trying to suggest to you, hey, think like this, hey, be like this, go for these jobs and vote for us so we can have this ideology. Some are on the far left, extremely like far left, and some are on the extremely far right, and those are often the two ones that people tend to fucking just go to and conform with. They actually change their identity over time, and it's an incremental change. First, they're like, yeah, I'm thinking of, turning a bit to the left because I want a better charity thingy or something. I want better, or I'm thinking of going a bit to the right because I want my investments to be better. And then over the years, they fully fucking conform like it's a cult to some side. And cult is another example. You start off just agreeing to some simple terms like, yeah, I do believe in family, I do believe in being loved of the people that I'm around, and the cult leaders are telling you that you get all this and you get some other benefits if you join the cult. And then you're just tempted, and they fucking strip you away of all the things you did love before, the family you did have. So now you can't go back to that. So now you have to stay with the cult and maybe fucking do some spiritual fucking ritual, right? People can make you to conform to anything. That's my point. And in your day-to-day life, if you have a friend, you have friends in school, and you're not kind of the leader guy who just does whatever he wants, well, then you're probably conforming to the leader, because the leader will dress a certain way and the other guys will notice that they probably should dress in a similar way, right? Because if the leader is here and they dress here on the far other side of the extreme, they risk getting kicked off of the group, getting kicked off of the tribe. And that is a feeling that our monkey brains, right, hates. We can't stand being left out of the tribe, because we know that in back when we were cavemen, we would fucking die because we need the tribe. Otherwise, we're gonna get eaten by like some tiger tomorrow. And you gotta realize that it's actually healthier for you if you can say, well, I want to be my own person with my own unique thoughts and opinions. So whatever the group wants how they want me to act, I don't need to act in the opposite way and try to rebel and say, no, fuck you. I'm definitely not on your side now, because I need to be my own human being. I can't listen to you guys. I can't be like you guys, because I've known some people that actually did kind of did a whole 180 just because they felt like they weren't really they wanted to be special. You're not special. You're not going to become special, at least not by just changing your fucking appearance. You need to actually accomplish something to be special. But the thing you can start accomplishing is doing what the fuck you want. And let's take another analogy. So it's about neediness and narcissism, because chances are, if you're not having success in getting what you want out of life, which is the definition of fucking success right there, it's not how much money can you make, how much girls can you fuck, how great of a family life can you have. It's getting what you want out of life, and the keyword is you. What do you want? So if you can figure that out, you probably don't need to go into either neediness or narcissism, because the needy person, they can't really just have what they want, and they often don't have their own opinion of what they truly want, but they see something as a reward that they start running after, like a carrot dangling after in their face. So what they often tend to do is, because they've been conformed by movies or politics or social, like the society or social media, that they need something like, let's take a high school kid, a guy that kind of makes a girl his angel, right? Like an angel. He lifts her up, he puts her on a pedestal, and he calls her an angel when he's talking to his guy friends, because this girl is so beautiful, she's so pure, and she's so that. But what he doesn't know is that this girl is actually not that much of an angel. She actually has fucked like two of his close friends, but he keeps running after her. I had this all through like middle school, or yeah, those years, when guys would just like, in my friend group, like four guys would just go after the same fucking girl. Like how does that make sense? And I was looking at them like, how how can you do that? Because you're realizing that if she's going with all these guys, then that must make her unattractive to you, right? If you're not needy, you would sense that I don't need her because why would I even want her? What would I want her? And why would I need her when she's actually being fucking hunted down by like five guys? So I turned my like face away from that, and surely wasn't going to be interested in that. But needy guys are, because they feel like they need that to be complete themselves. They feel like they have something that's missing about them. And narcissistic guys, they want that attention or neediness from a girl to them. So they want someone else to kind of worship them. And they're like sadistic motherfuckers that just wants other people to worship them so they can feel better about themselves. But they actually are still really needy because they need validation. They need someone that they can control. Otherwise, they don't feel in control. So both of these guys are basically having no integrity, which is the key, probably the key aspect of someone, which is, necessary to not fall for being conformed by the group or being conformed by the standards you have for girls, that you call any girl an angel, or you see her like an angel, or you want any girl to just be on her knees for you and fucking worship you. Both of those things aren't realistic and they aren't good for you. So when I graduated from high school, it's about a year ago now. We're at a guy in our class's house because we're having this like breakfasty kind of celebration before the big events later in the day. And we're sitting there, and everybody has their own champagne bottles with them, and they're pouring it up and they're celebrating kind of. And I just come there with a non-alcoholic champagne because for the last like months and almost a year, like I had been taking my health very seriously, going to the gym, building this physique. And I wasn't even going to like just conform with the group and drink and become, go crazy just because it's graduation day. Because graduation day is something that someone else, invented, right? And they told everybody, yeah, we're gonna have parties, we're gonna have drinks, we're gonna have all this and that. But I thought that, yeah, but this is my graduation, so why do I gotta follow that? Why can't I just have my non-alcoholic kind of beverage, pour it up, still have a nice time, still eat whatever I want and shit, not going fitness mode on that day particular. And then when I come home, have some celebration with close ones and my family and my girlfriend. And then I took my girlfriend out to dinner, and we had a nice dinner at the restaurant. So I felt like that was my day complete. I didn't need to just get drunk before graduation and during graduation, so I wouldn't even fucking remember it, and then go out and party, which isn't like, it isn't weird or it isn't wrong. But if you have priorities, maybe you want to think about that. And if you actually want to party with this special kind of group, which I didn't feel like I wanted to, if I had a group of, guys that I really wanted to celebrate with, maybe I would have. I'm not against that. But now I actually had my girlfriend, which was the one that showed up to basically be with me on that day. And that's lovely for me, right? So there was also in high school, let me tell you a story about some girl that wouldn't really be she was with one group that were like more of the nice, smart academic girls. And then there were another group of girls that were more kind of not that seriously academic in school, and more like popular, or trying to, have more fun, basically, right? They were fun maxing in school. And there's nothing wrong with that either. This girl, though, that I'm talking about, she would kind of jump in between these groups and have some kind of, disappointment with the academic, kind of more down to earth girls. And then she would try to join the group of girls that were more partying, having fun and stuff. So when she did that, I don't think like she really that fit in with those girls though, because then she tried to make like some crazy statements and shit and jokes and like even mean like bullying comments about other people in school and shit, just to get the validation from the more popular girls in the group, right? Yes, so she started conforming to that group. And what happened? They could realize that she was a fraud, that she wasn't really she wasn't really that cool, and she was actually kind of weird, and she should have stayed with the other academic group. And then they kind of kicked her out of the tribe because she was actually pissing them off now. So you see how she got kicked out of the tribe and basically left to be alone or something, just because she actually tried to leave what was good for her, or what was like, nice girls and shit, just to try to be more popular, and she got the consequences of that. So the golden rule I want to end this video with is that what she should have done and what you should do is just do whatever the fuck you want. That is like the golden rule of life. It doesn't matter who you are in perspective of someone else, right? If I'm a tall, young, fucking black guy, that doesn't mean I have to do what every other tall, young black guys are doing, playing basketball or something. I don't have to do that. I can do whatever the fuck I want because I'm my own person, right? So that's the golden rule of being yourself and having a unique personality, which will make you much more attractive, especially in the intellectual, the emotional, the romantic lenses. Because now, when you're out and maybe talking to a girl, you're even talking to friends or other people that's non-sexually, right? You're gonna have confidence because you're confident in yourself. You don't need to conform to a group and like look over to the other guys of the group and see what they're doing and try to mimic them. Because like, are you really that, desperate for attention and desperate to not be alone? Like, that's why I'd rather be alone than conform to the group. That's the best for you too. So take the advice in this video. Whatever you do with it, do it for love. And please subscribe, like, whatever, comment if you have any suggestions or feedback. And I also have a free, like a link down here in the description below this video, which you can click. If you click that link, you'll be able to book a free, like totally free call with me to just basically ask me questions which I'll answer. And we'll basically just have a Q&A between, like a personal one, but it's no like test or something. It's just a, come ask me questions or your chat type of thing. And there's no sales, and I won't try to upsell you a product or service or anything like that. Just a Q&A between you and me. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in another video.